Evaluating employees in an execution culture may be different from what you're used to. An execution culture is marked by more frequent reviews and updates. This ensures that you catch on sooner rather than later if the ball stops rolling. It's imperative to keep the momentum going and keep on top of progress as you work toward deadlines. You don't want to find out the day before a project is due that your people won't have it done. Whatever size group, business unit, or division you are responsible for, you are ultimately responsible for the performance of those employees or the lack of it. In an execution culture, you are consistently measuring employee performance and looking to improve it. Just like the emphasis on real data and real deadlines, performance evaluations should be real as well, by giving an honest and accurate assessment of an employee's performance. Managers have a tendency to see performance reviews as a time to highlight the best an employee has to offer. While that is partly true, it should not be done at the expense of sugarcoating an employee's deficiencies. The performance should be judged based on the contributions the employee is making relative to the organization's goals. In any review, let the employee know where he or she stands and what specifically they can do to improve their performance. If they are not given specifics, they may not know what to do. If they are underperforming significantly, address those deficiencies with a training and development plan. Be sure employees understand what is necessary to be successful not just in their job, but in the culture as well. These honest assessments should feed decisions that are made about staffing, promotions, and compensation. Those things should be based more on performance factors than on seniority or other factors that have less to do with achieving results. The performance evaluations themselves may need reworking. Completely subjective reviews should be replaced by more objective criteria that can be measured interdepartmentally and across disciplines. Employees should be evaluated using standard competency models that are consistent with the execution culture. And performance reviews should be directly linked to the strategic goals in a way that helps the employee clearly see his or her contribution or lack thereof. Managers must have a good picture of what an employee knows as much as what an employee does. Consider this scenario, which is based on fact. An area manager of a manufacturing company fired an employee with whom he had a personality clash. After the employee was let go, the manager realized this employee held knowledge that no one else on the team had. But it wasn't for lack of training, it was because his coworkers lacked either the interest or the aptitude to learn the design software he was familiar with. What the area manager also didn't know was that the employee was the most highly regarded member of the team by those outside of it. Because of his excellent work ethic and ability to work well with people in other departments. The manager regarded the employee as a troublemaker because he complained that his coworkers weren't performing their jobs well and weren't being held accountable. The manager viewed this as a challenge to his authority, so he let go his best employee without even realizing the downside. Unfortunately, that's not the end of the story. This manager also resisted a change that would have streamlined operations by transferring a process to another department because he would have had to let some employees go, and it would have weakened his department. He was very much into keeping his authority and maintaining his silo. Because the manager was related to an executive, the organization didn't push the issue and kept both the long-term manager and the inefficient process in place. In an execution culture, these types of decisions wouldn't happen. In fact, there are many things wrong with this picture. The difference between a culture based on cronyism and silos and one based on performance and efficiency is like night and day.